Spiritual awakening is not a gentle walk in the park. It's not just about sitting under a tree in meditation or floating away in silence. Awakening is a raw confrontation with the world as it truly is. When your awareness rises, you begin to see things you once ignored. You recognize how much of life is filled with noise, distraction, and pointless battles. And one of the greatest shocks of higher consciousness is realizing just how many people are not operating from wisdom, but from foolishness. They thrive on chaos, gossip, ego battles, and meaningless competition. Without awareness, you get dragged into their storms. With awareness, you learn how to avoid them entirely. This is one of the most powerful gifts of awakening. The ability to see stupidity for what it really is, an energy trap designed to pull you down. If you've ever felt drained after a conversation, frustrated after an argument, or heavy after spending time with certain people, you already know the effect of ignorance. It's not just words. It's energy. And when you don't recognize it, you absorb it. But the moment you step into higher awareness, you stop taking their chaos personally. You stop trying to fix what can't be fixed. You stop giving your light away to people who only want to dim it. Spiritual awareness turns you into someone who can walk through a storm without letting a single drop touch you. Here's the truth. Stupidity is not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's quiet. It hides in subtle manipulation. It wears the mask of jokes, sarcasm, or fake kindness. It pretends to be friendly, but is secretly trying to pull you down. Without awareness, you take the bait. You laugh at their cruel jokes. You argue with their empty opinions. You fight battles that never needed to be fought. But with awareness, you begin to see through the game. You can tell when someone is not seeking truth, only attention. You sense when they're not interested in clarity, only control. And that sense becomes your shield. Think of awareness as a filter. Without it, everything gets inside. People's negativity, their judgment, their chaos. With awareness, you filter what you allow in. You recognize that not every thought deserves space in your mind. Not every conversation deserves your voice. Not every person deserves your presence. This is not arrogance, it's self-preservation. Spiritual awakening is not about proving you're better than others. It's about protecting your energy, so you can live in clarity, focus, and strength. The reason chosen ones, or those who walk the path of higher consciousness, often feel misunderstood is because they no longer play the same games as others. When someone throws bait, they don't bite. When someone tries to provoke, they don't react. And that silence, that refusal to join the circus, makes foolish people furious. They can't stand that you won't join their drama. But that is your power. Spiritual awareness is the invisible armor that protects you from stupidity. Now let's go deeper. Why does awareness help you avoid foolish people so effectively? Because awareness shows you patterns. Every person has patterns. The way they talk, the way they act, the energy they carry. Foolish people repeat cycles of blame, gossip, and distraction. They argue not to find truth but to win. They criticize not to help but to control. Without awareness, you think you have to engage with them. But with awareness, you see the loop and you step out of it. You realize the most powerful move is not to fight their energy, but to refuse to fuel it. Picture this, two people fighting in the mud. One is covered head to toe, screaming and throwing dirt. The other is clean, standing at the edge, smiling. Which one looks stronger? The one who refused to step into the mud. That's what awareness does. It keeps you clean while others throw dirt. Here's another layer. Awareness helps you recognize your own triggers. Because sometimes, stupidity only hooks you because of your own unhealed ego. If someone insults you and you immediately explode, they've won. They've controlled your energy. But when you're aware, you catch yourself. You notice, this is not worth my power. And suddenly their insult loses its teeth. It bounces off you because you're no longer reacting from ego but from clarity. That's the secret. Foolish people cannot survive without your reaction. When you give them nothing, they starve. And here's the twist. Sometimes avoiding stupid people doesn't mean walking away physically. It means not letting them inside your mental space. You may still see them at work, in your family, in your neighborhood. But awareness allows you to detach. You stop investing emotional energy in them. You stop replaying their words in your mind. You stop allowing their noise to echo inside you. That's the real avoidance. Not just leaving the room, but leaving the conversation in your soul. The irony is that foolish people often think they're clever. They believe their manipulation is invisible. But when your awareness grows, you see every string they're trying to pull. You see the patterns so clearly it's almost comical. And that's where the natural humor comes in, because once you see the game, it looks ridiculous. Imagine someone throwing mud in the air, thinking they're attacking you, but all of it falls back on them. That's what stupidity looks like once you awaken. It's laughable, not threatening. But let's not sugarcoat it. Avoiding foolish people isn't always easy. Sometimes they're close to you. Sometimes they're people you once loved. Sometimes they're the ones you wanted support from. And that's where awareness asks for strength. Here it teaches you that protecting your energy doesn't mean you hate them. It means you refuse to drown with them. You cannot heal in the same place that broke you. You cannot rise while clinging to anchors. Awareness gives you the courage to let go, to choose peace over attachment, clarity over confusion, purpose over comfort. Spiritual awareness also sharpens your focus on where your energy belongs. When you stop giving it to foolish people, you suddenly have more time, more clarity, more creativity. You begin to attract people who align with growth, not gossip. You start building connections that uplift you, not drain you. Your environment shifts, your conversations deepen, and your life begins to reflect the inner clarity you've chosen. That's the true transformation. Awareness doesn't just protect you from stupidity, it builds a world where wisdom becomes your normal. The more you awaken, the more invisible walls appear around you. Not walls of arrogance, but walls of clarity. People with foolish energy can no longer reach you the way they once did. Their words slide off. Their games collapse. Their chaos feels like background noise you don't even notice anymore. And soon they either change to match your frequency or they fade out of your life. That's the law of energy. What no longer matches your vibration cannot stay in your space. And maybe that's the most powerful realization of all. Avoiding stupid people is not about running away from them. It's about rising so high in awareness that they cannot even touch you anymore. You become untouchable, not because you built a wall, but because you built a higher state of being. Foolishness cannot survive in the air of clarity. So the next time someone tries to drag you into an argument, remember, your silence is not weakness, it's strategy. The next time someone throws negativity at you, remember, their energy only lands if you catch it. And the next time you feel pulled into chaos, remember, awareness is your guide, your shield, your escape. Spiritual awakening is not about avoiding people out of fear. It's about avoiding foolishness out of wisdom. Your journey of higher consciousness is not meant to be wasted on meaningless battles. Every ounce of energy you save by avoiding stupidity is an ounce of energy you can use to build, create, grow, and rise. That's the real power of awareness. It transforms you from a target into a guide, from a reactor into a creator, from someone who gets drained by foolishness into someone who rises above it. If this message connected with you, thank you for staying until the end. Protect your awareness, protect your energy, and live with clarity. And if you want more wisdom like this, like and subscribe, because your journey matters and together we rise higher.